So I got a question for you. You know, we watch you to see, how much ruckus and chaos you create sometimes. Why do you ask such a technical question from, the former VP candidate, Tim Walz? I want to start off with this, if you don't mind, because this is an offensive question. I mean, you can ask some subtle questions, but Rob, if you can play this, the audience is deeply concerned about your question. Go ahead, Rob.
What is a woman? What is a woman is the question.
I'm not sure I understand the question here.
Well, that.
What do you want me to say? This is.
I want you to say that a woman like me is an adult human female, that men can't become women. You guys are the party of violence, and you're the party erasing women. You don't respect us. You're a bigot. You're a misogynist. You're a sexist. Mr. Chairman, I yield back.
I was trying to listen carefully, and I had played it back a couple times, but you sounded upset.
What happened?
If I sounded pissed off, it's because I was. No, it's just like, he just ended his presidential career. I mean, there is no 2028 for Tim Walz. I buried him that day. Now, you have all these witnesses, these people that come to these big committees before Congress. They testify under oath. It's very, very public. And they spend millions of dollars to prepare for these hearings, for the toughest questions. What they're not ready for are for the dumbest questions, the most simple, most common sense questions. And so this is just a thing I've taken up on. I just ask Democrats when they come before me, what's a woman? And they just cannot answer
Who's
the
answered
question.
It? Who have you noticed that is actually willing to be reasonable and give the answer?
Nobody.
Are you serious?
No, I'm dead serious. And so he sat there and I was like, are you effing kidding me? Like, he just deer in the headlights. Like, you were a heartbeat away from becoming the vice president of the United States of America.
That's scary.
And you can't define a woman. And if you can't define a woman, then you definitely can't define our rights as women. You definitely can't protect us as women. You can't protect our daughters. You can't protect me. I have no faith or confidence in you. And so for me, like, looking forward to 2028 and the next, what's post-Trump, which I think is going to continue to be MAGA, but like the common sense that Trump brings to the table, we are showcasing these people for being crazy. But here's this guy. I emasculated him so badly over the question. He's like, what do you want me to say?
Did he talk to you afterwards? Like, was there a moment where you guys talked afterwards or no?
No. I mean, I embarrassed him. Was there, he got completely emasculated, something I enjoy doing, by the way. I'll try not to do it here today.
You enjoy doing that?
I love it. Yeah, I just, because they're not ready for the common sense question.
Yeah.
They're not ready for the simple questions. And when he just sat there when he had no answer, and then he didn't understand the question, and then he said, what do you want me to say? And I'm like, oh my God, you're never going to be president. You will not be running in 2028. You're done.
Well, I don't know whether, it was because of that question or not, if he would ever be president, because the way he handled himself in the debate with J.D. Vance, that was that's probably the worst debate performance I've ever seen, aside from Joe Biden's debate with the president, the first one where within the first 30 seconds, you're like, this is not good. Remember how uncomfortable it was?
He said he was a knucklehead.
No, I'm not even talking about Tim Walz. I'm talking about Joe Biden against Trump, the first debate, where it was disturbing to watch it. So
the summer.
So Nancy, question for you. High school. Who were you in high school? Were you always feisty? Were you always like this?
I would say I was a pretty normal kid. I mean, I struggled with things like I failed biology one time, but I dropped out of high school. So I when I was a junior, my third year, I dropped out of high school. My dad's a retired general. My mom was one of my school teachers at my high school, and they said if you're going to stop going to school, you got to start going to work. So I picked up a job as a waitress at a Waffle House on the side of the interstate back in 1995. That's where I got my start.
This is in Carolina?
South Carolina.
Wow, I lived in Columbia for 9 months when I was at Fort Jackson.
I was going to say, what were you there
for? First time I went to Waffle House was in South Carolina.
Uh-huh. It's the best.
They hadn't seen people who look like me in South Carolina.
That's okay. They serve everybody, and it's the best cup of coffee you can get for $2.
Yeah.
There was no inflation at Waffle House.
Oh, we went hundreds of times.
Still afford to go there.
I love it.
So Waffle House. So General, did Dad teach the toughness when you're raised by a general? Is the visualization of a father like that is everything's organized, top notch, high pressure, high expectation?
I would say he was tough as nails, and I probably where I get my attitude from, and my just don't give a you know what. But when I eventually would get my high school diploma, I would go to the Citadel. that place toughened me up. I mean, when you're getting a face full of mud and they're telling you to do 100 push-ups more, I mean, you just don't care if you have friends in Washington or not. When you're sitting in the barber's chair and they're cutting your hair to where you have like an inch on top, getting screamed at and everything, there's nothing else to lose. Like, that's what has hardened me for Congress, because Congress is not for the weary. If you want to be effective running for office these days, you might get shot. So it's a very very violent environment right now. And I mean, people are always throwing phones in your faces, recording you, cursing you out, yelling at you a lot of times. And so and when you have very powerful people who've come after me, spending millions of dollars to try to get me unelected, and I win by record numbers, you got to be tough for that, to be able to do that.
When are you planning on being a little bit more competitive? Like when do you think that fire is going to show up? Because we've been waiting for it.
You've been waiting for it. I was born. I came out of the womb breathing fire, walking on coals.
I kind of see it. I believe it. So let's go to this other one. You had a clip here, because there is the Nancy Mace, the greatest hits. Rob, there's one where, you wanted to say this word over and over and over again. Watch this one here.
Yeah.
Just a beautiful setting here, folks. Watch this. Go for it.
The gentlelady has used a phrase that is considered a slur in the LGBTQ community and the transgender community. And let me please finish without interruption. And
tranny. I don't really care. You want penises in women's bathrooms, and I'm not going to have it.
Okay.
No, thank you.
Let
disgusting.
the gentleman state his parliamentary inquiry.
How does a basic common sense issue like this, how do they keep fighting this? Like, don't they realize most of America, including Democrats, are not for this, but they keep pushing it?
They're tripling down for 0.5%, which, if you just read yesterday, the Democrat National Committee is broke. And they're losing donors left and right. And I think it's because they are doubling down on issues that average people, average Americans, average Democrats don't agree with. I don't know anyone in their right mind that would allow a fully intact male to undress next to their 12-year-old daughter in a locker room or shower next to her. That is just not a normal thing. And that's what the tranny movement, that's what this has become. It's like grooming, it's sexual, it's a fetish. And they are the party of violence, and they're party of pedophiles, the party of grooming and all those things. And it's now mainstream. And it's, I'm a girl mom and I'm a woman, and, I'm very supportive. I voted for gay marriage, and I would do it again. I believe in freedom. Like, as a Republican, as a conservative, the government shouldn't tell you who to marry, right? I don't want them in your boardroom or in your bedroom. That's the libertarian in me. But now this thing has gotten so far, our rights are being erased. Women's rights, I think gay rights too. The trannies have taken over, and for what? Your mental illness? Like, I'm not participating in your mental health crisis. Go talk to a therapist, and don't find yourself in my private space, because you're going to be quickly escorted or dragged on out.
How in the world of the world you're in, Congress, like when you're in financial services, you're selling, you use your charm, your charisma, your looks, whatever you have, you use to try to get things done, right? How often is it folks on the opposite side that disagree with you are super flirtatious with you? How often is it when there's policies going on and they come back and they try to, where you're able to win them over with looks, with charm and charisma? How often does that happen?
Not often. I mean, it happens occasionally, but not often. I mean, we've dug our heels in. It's very partisan right now. It's more partisan than it's ever been. And, I've done a lot of nonpartisan stuff, particularly on like technology and cybersecurity and everything, where I get all Democrats and all Republicans to vote for it. But I've never seen it the way that it is right now. I mean, it's
How
really.
long have you been in?
I'm 4 years. I mean, it's gotten worse since
Even in the 4 years?
Yeah. I mean, Jasmine Crockett, wow, like that lady, that woman's off the rails.
You guys don't hang out on the weekends? Like
hell no. I mean, that would not be a good situation. We'll just put it that way.
You guys run into each other when you do. Is there any conversation
not
or
with
nothing?
her. I mean, I when I first came in, I tried to give people the benefit of the doubt and talk to them, but they've just gone so far off the rails. I won't have a conversation with AOC. I won't talk to Rashida Tlaib. I won't talk to Jasmine Crockett, and I will not be friends unless she can get her shit together and be a normal human. The last time I really heard from her in a hearing, she was telling me as a rape survivor that my fear was fake, that I shouldn't have fear of men in private spaces as a rape survivor. And I lost my shit, and I told her we would take it outside. That's how angry it made me. So I have very little patience for any kind of BS right now. Just none, zero, because our country is on the precipice really of going one direction or the other. And I'm following Donald Trump to the end of the earth to make sure we get back to where our country used to be.
What clip is this, Rob, that you got here?
Oh, that's that one.
That is.
Let's see this one.
Are struggling right now, so she gonna keep saying trans, so that people will feel threatened. And listen, I want y'all
I
to
am
tell
no
me
child.
whether or
Do
not
not call me a child. I am no child.
I want
Don't
to
even
find
start.
out
I am a grown
which
woman.
of those
I am 47 years
emails
old. I have broken
actually
more
have.
glass ceilings than you
Chairman,
ever
I
Order,
am
will.
please.
reclaiming my
Let's go.
time.
You will not do that. I
Order.
am not a
Chairman,
child.
I am
not a
reclaiming
child.
my time.
If you want to take it outside,
Mr. Chairman, the committee is not.
Okay.
Oh, I
Order.
love it. Oh, I love it.
No kidding.
And they
Mr.
all
Chairman.
lost their minds. They're like, "What is she threatening a sitting member?" It's like,
But it's
shut
a
up.
broken playbook that the consequence at the end of the playbook is increased lunacy and
Yes.
partisanship. Because the playbook is simple from the Democrat side. Step one, find a victim or invent one. Step two, be seen as the voice of the victim, and then try to win the empathy voters of everybody that says, look how noble those Democrats are, what they're doing for this victim. But they're inventing a victim. And then what they have to do is once you've invented the victim, you have to actually construct something of an argument that gets more loony the deeper you go
Yes.
into victims that aren't victims in what you've invented, to the point where, you look. And then CNN, you see Harry Enton on CNN, he reads all the stats. He even says, look, on Hispanics have gone this way and the African Americans have gone this way. They're losing their grip on yesterday's victims, so they have to invent tomorrow's victims. And then you have to go with down-home language like that and be actually not very, she didn't look very mature, Crockett does, to just make an elegant point in the halls of the legislature. And so it looks more loony. And guess what? Then tomorrow, now we got to find a different victim, and we got to even go weirder, and we go wider.
Well, let's add one more step to that, because now in the last 2 weeks, it's get arrested and get elected. That's
yeah.
what they're doing. That's what Democrats are
school.
doing.
Well, be seen as the voice of the victim,
Yeah.
and now get arrested
Assault
for
people and get arrested and get out of jail free card, and that'll get them elected. I think this is a failing plan. People see it. It's crazy. They're lunatics.
Tommy, so just to make sure we get on the record, you're saying you're not going to support Jasmine Crockett in 2028. That's what you're saying. I just want to make sure.
She does not have your.
it. I'm at 22.6% and dropping by the minute.
Right. Okay. Got it. Business folks, here's what we got. A guy named Jamie Hepp texted me yesterday. Look, it's so funny. He literally just texted me right now. Jamie, you texted me at 9:22, and I'm talking about you right now on the podcast. He says, my guys want to know what white shirts you wear. There's a few white shirts I wear. One of them is this Valuetainment white shirt. By the way, it hugs you. It feels so good. For business folks, this blue shirt that I got on, we got this in blue, white, and black. For business folks that want to put something on and relax, you don't have to worry about the wrinkles, and it's flex, yet it's got silk. It's got the right combination, 25 poly, 29 modal, 4% spandex, 2% silk, 35% tensile, lyocell. You're going to love the way this sits on your body. It's got the Valuetainment logo at the top. It's got the Future Looks Bright on the bottom and the VT on the sides. But today, it's the gentleman's line. Rob, if you want to play the clip for folks to see, if you're in business, you want to wear some good gear, here's some items for you right now with VT merch. Go for it, Rob. Look at Saul in the back.
Stud.
That's a nice Stefano Ricci collaboration tie, limited edition.
That one's
The
good.
new Valuetainment blue ties, black, blue, white shirt, blue shirt, black shirt.
I love that.
Laptop doesn't come with it, but everything
No
else,
laptop.
if you do, just want to make sure we make that
No,
clear.
yep.
These polo shirts have that Valuetainment button on it with the VT logo. And I love the fact that people nowadays that are seeing the VT Future Looks Bright, they're like, hey, me too. I saw Armin the other day. He posted a video with the Valuetainment hat and Future Looks Bright hat. I absolutely freaking love it. Go to VTmerch.com, Rob, to see what the gentleman's collection is so people
What do
can
you mean?
see
What
it.
about the prince that you've interviewed twice says in his statement, the future looks bright?
Gotta love
Come
the
on.
fact
Are you
that this
kidding
is
me?
becoming
Come on.
real around the world.
Come
but
on.
go sport it, represent it, wear it at work, put it together, get your power tie on. If some of you guys recognize Stefano Ricci, you can get those high-quality ties as well. But we got different items that's there on VTmerch.com, VTmerch.com. We did not buy a lot of supply of these. These are 50, 48, 96. So it's not something that it's a lot of supply that we picked up. It's just for the business folks.
If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.